What is going on, guys? I'm OnForGames here. Welcome back to my channel. And as you can see, the title of the video is it says, why are fighting games so hard? And what I mean by that, like, why are they so hard to get into? Why do people drop them? Why are fighting games harsh? Because fighting games, they can be harsh. I'm gonna try to give you like the best answer that I can, because it's not really there's not really an answer to give. But I'm gonna put my AI to the AI to play it, so I'm just gonna talk to you guys. But yeah, I'm just gonna try to ease you along, just ease you into fighting games. Just ease you. I'm gonna give you reasons that to make it easier for you. And the first one that's really gonna help is if you buy a fighting game when it first comes out. And the reason I say that to buy the fighting game or a fighting game when it first comes out, it's because you want to grow with the fighting game that you're playing. You want to learn what everybody else is learning at the same pace, because when a fighting game first comes out, everything's new. So even the more experienced players, everything's new. Everybody's on the same level. Everyone's still learning the game. So you don't have to go through the struggle of the game has been out for 2 to 3 years. Like the Ultimate Pack has came out and the Ultimate Edition has came out. And people understand, like, they know all the nerfs and buffs and what character got changed, what character got reworked. They know what this character wants to do to you, what this character doesn't want to do to you. They know matchups. They just know all this stuff, and you just, buying the game when it first comes out, it just helps you grow and learn. So you don't have to go through, you buy it 3 years later and you get bodied and then you end up dropping the game because everyone's gonna know everything. I'm not saying not to do that. I'm just saying if you buy the game when it first comes out, it just makes it easier for you to, grow with the game, and makes it easier for you to understand instead of starting super late, which you can do that. But instead of starting really late, and it's not gonna be fun. But yeah, that's a reason. Just try to get the fighting games when it first comes out. The next thing is you gotta be dedicated to fighting games. Like, yeah, I mean, not a super dedicated like, oh, you play, but you gotta put some time into. You gotta put some work. You gotta put the grind in. You gotta put the effort in. And you doing that, it just helps you understand the game more again, because fighting games they're a learning curve. They're a huge learning curve. I wish someone would have told me what I know now. I wish someone would have taught me before. I mean, that's why I'm making this video. Because when I first got into fighting games during MKX, I mean, I started playing Injustice, but I never took Injustice seriously. But in MKX, I started playing. But I didn't know, like, frame data, and, what's safe, what's not safe, what's plus, not plus, and just all that stuff. And I started watching videos, and I started watching streams. And I used to think to myself, what does all that mean, what they're saying? And then I did my research, and I found out what it was, and I know that might not seem like nothing, but you learning, the ins and outs and what's safe and not safe and all that stuff, even though it's little, it's going to help you level up. Because let's say you're new, right? But you know what whiff punishing is, let's just say, and you're fighting a guy who's throwing stuff out there, and you know that you can whiff punish because he's throwing stuff out there. You know that you can whiff punish, and just knowing that is just going to help you out a lot, because you know that and the other guy doesn't. So just stuff like that, it's really going to help you. And I'm sorry, there's not a clear answer for this. I mean, fighting games, they can be really harsh, and also, like, they can be really discouraging, because you got to learn these complex combos. I mean, you don't have to learn like these crazy combos. You can learn like simple stuff, but even the simple stuff, if you're new, it's gonna be hard, because you're not gonna have the execution. You're gonna be, let's say the string could be 1 1 2 forward back 3. Like, even if you say that, people are gonna be like, huh? But let's say it's that string, right? And you don't have execution. You're gonna press like 1 1 1 1 1 3, or 1 1 1 2 instead of 1 1 2. It's gonna be 1 1 1 2. So even practicing that can be frustrating, and it can be time consuming. You're trying to not only you're trying to get that string right, but you're just trying to get the first part of the combo down. But I'm telling you guys, just stick with it. I stuck with it, and once you get that first combo, there's nothing like getting your first combo. And it could be like either a bread and butter combo or just something so simple, and it's so sick. You're like, oh yes, I got the combo. So don't get discouraged if you're not getting you know, your inputs correctly. Just don't get discouraged. Just keep on going. And another thing that could be like very discouraging and frustrating about fighting games is that when you buy a fighting game, you go online, you find a person, and you find that the person, you know, doesn't want to fight. Like he just holds back and he just shoots projectiles and you lose, and you're like, oh, just come to me, or I lost because he was zoning me out or keeping me out, and I lost by that way. And a lot of people get frustrated about that too. They're like, you know what, forget this, I don't want to deal with this anymore, and then they drop the game. But here's the thing, if you stick with that, and if you know that character's a zoner, or if you know that guy just likes to zone because that's all he knows, with time and like experience, you will learn patience. And patience is a big thing, because you gotta if you don't have no projectile yourself, you gotta work your way in. And it's not the funnest thing to work your way in, but if once you be patient, you work your way in, you play your cards right, next thing you know, you're in. And since he doesn't have his projectile anymore, he's gonna get scared, and then he's not gonna know what to do, and then you know you're gonna win the match, and it's gonna feel so good. Or he could be button mashing, and trust me, I lose to button mashers today. Like, I've played people who just do whatever they want to do. Like, they could be a Sub-Zero player, they will slide in front of your face. You know why? Because they want to, and because they threw their brain out the window and they just want to play like that. Trust me, guys, you're gonna lose to that. You're gonna lose to a lot of things, a lot of stupid things, a lot of the times, and you're gonna lose. It's gonna be frustrating. You know, if you need to, just take a 5-minute break, come back, you know, and that's it. You know, just don't get frustrating. Another big thing that will ease you in fighting games is learning the mechanics of that certain fighting game. That's a big thing also. I mean, you don't have to learn like frame data and all that. Like, if that's too much for you, you just want to have fun and play a fighting game, you can use that as well. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, I didn't know none of that stuff, and I was doing combos in MKX, so I mean, it always works like that too. But yeah, learning the mechanics of the game, it's just simply how the game works. Like, every fighting game has their unique mechanics to that certain fighting game, and how combos work in that certain fighting game. And just you knowing that, that's going to help you a lot too, because you're going to know stuff that maybe the other guy didn't know. Like, maybe you know how to meter manage more, or maybe you know that you're like an Injustice 2, you're using your trait more, or let's say he's trying to pressure you too much and you keep push blocking him, he gets frustrated, and just a lot of things like that. That's going to help your game plan out just a lot. And a lot of people always ask me, like, what is the quickest way, or you know, what's good, or what is it, how can I get good? And I mean, that's difficult, because I can give you like Superman's forward 2. I can just say, oh, Superman has a good forward 3. Superman has a good forward 3, right? So you give them that. They win a couple of matches because, you know, they have Superman's jobs like forward 2, 3. But it comes to a point where you meet an experienced player, and he knows that you're throwing that out there. You're kind of just, you're just throwing it out there. He's gonna whiff punish because of that, and then that forward 1-2 is not gonna work anymore because you use that kind of as a safety net. And now, since that's not working for you, you kind of don't know what to do. But so you see where I'm going with this? Like, I can tell you whatever I want, but it's all based on your skill level. And have you played fighting games before? Are you somewhat familiar with fighting games? Or are you completely new? Because the minute I say that's punishable, you're gonna be like, what? You know, it's just stuff like that. So that's why it's hard to say. I can say that character is good, but yeah, it's all based on like your skill level and stuff like that. And then they just tell me like, well, how can I get good at fighting games? Like, they just want to go from point A to point B and get good really fast. But that's not how fighting games work, and you don't get satisfaction like that. Like, you're gonna win a couple of matches, lose a bunch of matches, and then quit. So you gotta, you gotta go along for the journey, man. Once you go stick with the journey, the most how would I say this, like, rewarding, I guess, and it's gonna make you want to stick with fighting games. If you do stick with it, is your progression and how you progressed. You know, just you're doing stuff that you didn't do 2 months ago that you were doing today. You know, like maybe it can be you learn how to see a gap in between the string, and you know that there's a gap, and then you do something about that. You know, you parry, you meter burn, do whatever you want, press a button, like just stuff like that. That's what I think. That's what makes you stick with a fighting game. It's just seeing where you was at compared to last year, and just knowing that you're progressing, knowing you're getting better at that fighting game, and just keep playing. And yeah, just all that, you just knowing you're getting better is going to make you stick with the fighting game. It's going to make you want to practice more. That's another thing, some people don't like practicing.
Such a lovely mound.
You know, even that's the big thing of fighting games. Like when I first started, I didn't like practicing. I thought it was pretty boring. You know, I don't want to practice, and now practicing is one of my things I actually like to do. I could stay in practice mode for hours, just, you know, either practicing a certain combo, coming up with my own combos, practicing setups, tech, just all that stuff. And that's because I got a lot more experience, and now I understand how stuff works, so it makes it a lot more fun. So you just, you know, being in practice mode, trust me guys, you gotta practice. You gotta get them combos. You gotta get them combos down, even if it's just one combo. But don't just stay in practice mode. You gotta, you know, go out into the real world of matches, and you know, go online, get some matchup knowledge, and because you can practice all you want, but once you get in, you know, fight a person, it's different because that person's trying to counter you. He's trying to backdash, jump, press a button, use a projectile. So it gets a lot different. So you need that experience, that player match, you know, that player experience to, you know, deal with, you know, just deal with stuff. Like, let's say you only know one combo, and that's all you know is one combo. But let's say the person keeps jumping at you, and let's say you know one anti-air is just down to you know how to uppercut. But you can do a lot more than just uppercut. Like, you get a combo for a lot of things. You just gotta play the game and be more experienced. I hope that makes sense. But yeah. Whoa. Almost done. Jesus. Wow. But yeah, I think that's it, guys. I mean, I try to explain it as best as I can, you know, because fighting games can be harsh, but it's it's gonna be if you stick with it, you know, after the journey is done, the journey is kind of never done, because you still, even if you know all this stuff, you're still gonna be learning stuff every single day. You're gonna learn something new, or you know, that character does that, or that crosses up, and just new stuff like that. You're gonna grow as a player. You're gonna get better as a player if you stick with it. And yeah, it's gonna be the best thing for you guys. Trust me, it was the best thing. Again, it was the best thing for me. Just don't give up. I know it can be discouraging sometimes. Like, I get discouraged. Not as much. Oh man, like in the beginning, I almost like quit like playing fighting games, but I'm glad I didn't, because it's one of my new passions that I have. Just remember, guys, you can't learn super fast. It takes time. It takes player experience. You know, just stuff like that. And another thing is, with fighting games, is it could be very rewarding. You know, that you're in a match and you adapted to that matchup, and you overcame like what he was doing to you. You understand what he was doing to you. Like, it was either it could be back and forth, and you win, or you just read him, got him downloaded. You know what he's gonna do, and there's nothing more rewarding than that. You know, there's nothing more rewarding than you like, I got him downloaded, you know, and then you kind of go for whatever you want and stuff like that. And one more thing is that when you're playing fighting games, you're by yourself. You know, you're not with nobody else. You're not with a team like an FPS. You're by yourself. So every decision you make can win you the match. You can lose you the match. It's just all up to you. The pressure is all on you. So you can't blame your teammates for not getting enough kills. You can't blame that, because it's all you. You're the player, and that's another thing why people like playing fighting games, because they don't know they don't understand what's going on, and they want to kind of blame something. They, you know,
fastest man alive.
Just things like that, and that's what makes them drop the game. And don't drop the game. Just, you know, just learn. You know, learn from your mistakes. Record yourself, and just look at what you did wrong. If you have like a easy flow to you, like you keep jumping a lot, and then you see yourself, you know, I keep jumping, maybe I should not jump as much. Just things like that. But just remember, it can be the most rewarding thing ever. You know, you read a guy, or you read it, like when you read a guy who's gonna dash, and you punish him off of his forward dash in, you know, things like that. But that's it, guys. I hope it made it easier for you to get into fighting games. I tried my best to explain. I mean, you just gotta stick with it. Just put in the time, put in the grind, and you'll be all right. And hopefully you stick with it, because I want the fighting game community to be huge, you know, like FPS. I want it to be huge. I want everybody to play fighting games, and I just wanted to tell you this because, and I wish somebody would have told me this when I was playing fighting games back then, but you know, I'm glad I learned it. I'm really glad I did. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'm sorry that I didn't give you a clear answer, because there's no clear answer. But like and subscribe. Also hit that notification button. It would really mean a lot to me. I'm One for Games, and I'll catch you guys. Oh, one more thing actually before I go. I am going to be posting like all the other stuff that I'm just trying to explain it better, like the fighting game notations, like 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm gonna explain that. I'm gonna explain, you know, frame data as best I can, and just all the little stuff, you know, the little stuff that matters. So subscribe once again, and yeah, like, hit that notifications button, and subscribe one more time. It would really mean a lot to me. I'm On For Games, and I'll catch you guys in the next Injustice 2 video. Peace out, world.